Hello, welcome to Mickey and my craft. This is Hilda, your host. Today, welcome to this edition of Stitch with Mickey and my craft. And Stitch alone, and we're taking care of the three dogs, right? The one you guys chose. I hope everybody's doing okay. He can cut and kiss your, not curse, kiss your fur baby from Mickey and I. And I have a little surprise for you. You know, we have been talking about the eagle, how overwhelming it has been, especially with all the confetti. This one has some confetti, but it's not as much. But still the same strategy can apply to it. And I'm planning to use it because it has worked so far. So you see over here, they have divided the frame by 6. But if you go to the fabric or even to the chart, these frames are very short in terms of stitching. So I decided to do something different from that. What I did, because it's landscape, you fold it in half. Okay, if it would be this way, you fold it in half this way. But it's landscape, what I did is I fold it in half, right? And then I fold it again. That half I folded. So I folded in quarters. And this is what I have been doing. And it's easy because you are not worrying about the other half or the other quarters until you get there. You're just focusing on this area so you don't feel overwhelmed by all the blocking and all the confetti, because I know I go crazy. So, you know. So, and what I did in this injection, I put 2 crochet markers on each side. So when I'm cross stitching, which we're gonna be doing, and I just focus on this area and stop where the markers are. Okay, and that's what I have been doing. And look, all the stuff that I have been doing, I have put about 4 or 5 colors. I'm on this dark brown because I gotta do it during daytime. So I said, well, let's do the stitch along with the dark brown and try to finish. And this time we're gonna try to finish the whole color, and it's way easy. So, and I took care of the small ones, and then when it's time to move up, the strategy is gonna be, I take this color over here, these symbols, and I work it on my way up. Okay, all the symbols that are in here, I'm gonna be worked all the way up, especially this one, and then the green one. Okay, and that way you don't have to worry about the you still have to review at the end to see if there is anything missing, but you don't have to worry about it. Okay, again, fold your fabric in half and then undo it in quarters. And if it's too big, well, then you can fold it in half and fold it in quarters and then fold it again. Okay, or you can fold it like 1/4 by quarters, that way, whatever you think is best for you. But this is what I did, and it feels less overwhelming, because if I were doing the green one, then I have to look all over the place and work all the colors. No, the cross stitch, you got to work it a little bit different from DP. Some people do this. They take on diamond painting, they take one area and they do all the colors on that area. And I do it sometimes myself. Depends on the size of the diamond painting, because if it's too big, I'm just gonna do the same thing. I work one area, all the color, and move to the next one. And but if it's a small, like a 34 by 40, I do all the colors in the whole canvas, diamond painting. But this, I find it, because I consider myself an amateur and a newbie. I'm not an expert, but the tricks that I find along the way, I'm going to pass it to you, okay? So, I'm going to pull the camera down. I'm going to put my my gladiator on the finger. The needle is already thread and it's in there because I've been working on that brown because I want to finish all this. And the good thing about this over here, I work over here. I might move a little bit up past the crochet stitch marker or the stitch marker, and but that's okay. It's just a little bit. I didn't do the whole thing, so I just have to work on this area, focusing on this area. Don't get overwhelmed. Forget about the other areas, sis. Okay, so with no further, let's keep on stitching. Let me move the camera, okay? Because you see, this is a little bit different, and this camera is tilting because this thing won't stay. So you're gonna see me a lot of movement, so I should put a little bit up. Because on this stamp, let's see, here you go. On this stamp cross stitch, when you have all these kind of contours on the stamp cross stitch, you gotta move your, and besides it helps you, you know. I don't roll it on anything because if I squish it and keep on squishing, the fabric is gonna turn softer. Okay, so let's keep on stitching, right? And so tell me, how are you doing? How are we working on? On the mermaid stitch alone, I was talking about the Romanov. You know, how they were savagely killed. But I found out that very much like the politicians nowadays, they were out of touch with the people. And that's when the people got angry and it start, I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to move the light. And they start protesting until the revolution, the Bolshevik revolution came in. I hope this doesn't affect, I gotta move the other light. Let's see how this works, because I gotta have a lot of light to do this, to do this cross stitching. So okay, hold on. I just don't want to slap you in the face every time I turn the fabric around because I hate to do that. So here it is. See, no. And I'm working, what I do when I'm doing this part, I do the biggest area first, and then I take on the small one. Okay, I gotta do this part too. As soon as I finish the biggest areas on this part. Well, I usually, what I'm doing is I finish this side and then I go up this side. That's what I'm doing. So the Bolshevik Revolution, but I was watching the video about his 4 daughters and his son. Well, mainly were about the 4 daughters. And the order that they were born were like this, being the first one Olga, then Tatiana, then Maria, and then Anastasia. And all the girls were kind of normal girls. One was more charming than the other one. Olga was more attached to her father. Tatiana was more attached to her mother because she, how you say it? Her mother was very sick and he was in a wheelchair. And you know, and they kind of paired them up. The first 2 the first two borns and then the second two borns. They kind of dress them equally. Different dress for the pairs, but like the Olga Tatiana will wear one type of design, both the same, and Maria and Anastasia will wear the same thing. And I didn't know, but Olga at one point suffered from depression, right? And I didn't know that back then they used arsenic. They gave arsenic injection. Let me. Yeah, my elbows are not helping. So, and they were, how you say it? They injected them with arsenic. God, that's terrible. And they suffered both from depression because they saw how their father's kingdom, let's put it that way, was falling apart. And the thing is, the problem what happened over here, and that's a problem when I see when parents want to kind of overprotect their children from reality in life. Olga liked to read books and the newspaper, and that's where she found out about politics. And that's how she found out about the problems in the country. But they were kind of isolated in their palace. I mean, at one point, it seems like a person came to sell some hats, and Olga thought that the hat was for her as a gift. So you can imagine how out of reality and touch they were. I'm sorry, guys, but this camera is tilting and it doesn't let me. I'm sorry if I'm moving too much. But the camera moves by itself, so that's a biggie for me. Okay, so they were isolated in the palace, so they were unaware of the plight of the people. So, but Olga was a very compassionate person, and they all served as in World War I as nurses for the soldiers. And like normal girls, they had crush on soldiers, and Olga had this crush on these, I don't know, the names are complicated for me to pronounce. Her first crush, it couldn't happen because he was in love with somebody else and they got married. So that was kind of a disappointment for Olga. And but there were no more girls in terms of, you know, they like boys, they had crush. They just normal stuff. They like to read, and but the way that they were killed, Anastasia, the last one, was the one that it was thought that she survived the shooting because she had they sewed the jewelries into the gown, and they did a forensic test with, you know, zirconia, because diamond was too expensive. They did a forensic test with guns that it was kind of imitation of those guns, because those guns is still on the museum or someplace in Russia, but they were not allowed to use as a mean of testing for the forensic test. And yes, the jewelry survived. They used cubic zirconia, and the jewel survive hold the bullets. So, but what really happened, the conspiracy was, well, this really happened. When they put the bodies on the truck, she woke up screaming. And the conspiracy is that the Soviet first saw empathy with her, that she let her go. But it wasn't that way. She got shot at the head. So because all the bodies were accounted for on 1991, well, not all of them, 9 of them. Because the Alexei and another, because he doesn't know, they don't know whether it was Anastasia or the other girl, one of the other girls. The other 2 that were left, they, how you say it? They identify as, you know, with their DNA as part of the royal family. So that's a good thing. But these 2, Alexei and the other one, they are not interning in St. Petersburg because I don't know, these religious people, they say that there is no sufficient evidence, but there is, because the DNA markers you know, they have the, you know, you have half of your chromosome from your father and your mother, and duh, that means you are your father and your mother's daughter, so, or son. So it is sad. It is sad, sad, sad. And I keep on watching these videos about them. Keep you informed in the Stitch Alongs, in both in the Mermaid and this one. But another story that really struck me, and that was that evil Henry VIII from England, and he got married 6 times. And when he didn't like the marriage, he tried to concoct this story that of unfaithfulness. Although the last one did really commit, she was unfaithful, and but they were beheaded in such a way. But the one from Anne Boleyn, that was one of the wife, I think it was the 4th wife. She was beheaded not in the normal way. A sword was used because some affection that he had for her. He just wanted to get rid of the marriage. I'm sorry about that, guys. I gotta put this close to me, so I'm gonna do it like this. And I'm sorry if I hit you in the face, okay? They my goodness, they he didn't, you know, he wanted to he was already in love with somebody else. So he wanted to get rid of her. And divorce at that time, well, is hardly allowed, so it wasn't allowed, I think. It was frowned upon. And so the sword was meant to make a clean cut in her head. But what is being told is that when they cut her hair off, she would still have her eyes open, blinking, and she was mumbling stuff. She was saying stuff. So that kind of, spooked me off a little bit. And she was looking at, well, the movie presented at the sky, but the story says she was looking at the public. And that is a sad story. But Catherine Howard, she was 17 years old, who married this old man, King. And, you could say that she was a gold digger, because he was having a high lifetime and stuff like that. But the problem is he had a wound in his leg, and it looked like he suffered from ED. And you know how young people can get when they are itching for it. So I'm going to try to finish this thread, and then I stop and pause, thread this again, and we continue. So what the hell is the hole? Sometimes I cannot find it because the camera is covering my light. So that's why. So she was unfaithful to him. And she got beheaded. But they say they're on the London Tower. But she got, the night before, she requested the block where her head was going to put on to practice the beheading. And she ran before the sentencing. Hold on. After the sentencing, she ran on the hallways seeing the king, asking for mercy. And, he didn't hurt her. He didn't pay attention to her. And now there is a saying that there are ghosts somewhere around there in that place hunting them. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to see if I can put this in a better place, in a better way, and then I'm going to thread the needle again, okay? Sorry about I threaded my needle. I do a double thread. I take one thread and fold it. For those of you that are new, or my new subscribers. And what I do is I do the loophole method to start, because it's a really tiny knot and you can hide it on the back. So right now I'm going to do this big one, then this, and then this, and then we start from here, whatever is left, okay? And then we go up there. That's my strategy. That's the way I do it. So this big one can be put together with this one, because I can jump at least one stitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from here, right? And then what I do is, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. When you do the loophole, you start with 2. You put the needle across, right? And then you insert the needle back into the loophole and pull it. It creates that tiny knot. You can either go down and push it and then come back up here, or you can do like I do. I go right straight for the jugular, like we say, and then pull it, and it kind of hides the knot. Or you can push it a little bit with your needle, and that's it. So that's the way I crumble. That's the way I do the cross stitch, because it's way faster. Way faster. And less bulk. And like right now, that I have to crunch this so I can turn around and do this, right? That's the advantage. This is also helps you on the life of the needle. Okay, I know that all the kids bring the needle, but I'm a frugal one on this one. So, and because if you do it like this and you start pushing and you know, start using too much strength in your needle, it's gonna break, and you don't want that. So I do this. I'm not promising anything, but it look like by the next time, because every day I do quite a bit of it. By the next time, we will probably almost finishing this part, this quarter of the And I'm going to tell you the trick, because if you come over here and you jump, you're going to leave that one alone. So these are little strategies that you use for cross stitching. I like to give them away. Maybe someone will think, well, you're a fool giving them away. No, I'm not. I like my beautiful subscribers to know what I'm going through so they don't go through. Or they can learn from it and improve it, because that doesn't mean this is perfect. A strategy, you can improve on it, and you can do your own thing, but this is for me the faster way that I do it. So what I do on this case, I do this one and jump to all this one and leave this one back, and then this is going to be the one that is going to be done before this one. So then from here I can go through here and start, you know, and sometimes I have to do like half stitch and come back up and finish the stitch. I'm going to show you what I mean with that. This is for the newbies. So in this case, right, I'm gonna do a half stitch. I'm gonna move the cloth again. I'm gonna do a half stitch here, so I can do this one full stitch, right? And come back up. You know what? I'm going to use these two instead of this one to jump on this one. So I'm going back up. I'm doing it differently. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Now what we can do is, I'm going to start over here, but I'm going to do a half stitch. And then come back up. I gotta be the lookout with the camera because it only gives me 29 minutes. And then nope, I gotta do the whole thing here. I'm sorry guys if I'm not talking to you. It's not that I don't want to talk to you. I'm just concentrating in, you know, in trying to establish a strategy that will make me this go a little faster. So that's why I gotta put my pillow over here. It just at the corner of the table hurts my arm, and I'm kind of delicate on my muscles, if you know what I mean. But this is fun. I like to do this, and I'm enjoying so much do this, dog. I'm so sad that at night I cannot do the 14 counts. I'm doing diamond painting, or oops, the battery is almost gone. Hold on guys, I gotta change the battery. Well guys, sorry about that. I have to change the batteries, and I got scared because my battery chargers were disconnected. So, but one battery was, whoops, forgot my gladiator. And I have to, let me move this. Why this thing? Okay, now we got it. Now we got it. Hopefully. Because I need to see, guys. So I'm trying to finish this brown, because once I finish this brown, I'm gonna start with this one, like I said, because this one has a whole bunch over here and it goes up until we have the mark over here. These will be the last stitches, and over here these ones will be the last stitches. Okay, there's some over here in between, but I use the crochet stitch markers to help me set the boundary so I can focus and concentrate and do it a little bit faster, because this is not the only one that I have to do for the fall. There is a second one, that's a smaller one, but I decided to start this one because this one is takes a little bit longer, and you know that cross stitch takes longer than diamond painting. And I'm doing animals. I'm doing High Street Cat. I already finished the dog, that little dog that we use for the demos of the pen tips. I already finished, but I will do a post review of all this at the end of the month, of all the diamond painting that I have done in September. And I'm going to do a post review of the Smashing the Specials. I'm just trying to, guys, to make you see how I'm doing the stitches. I suggest for the newbie to start on 11 count. I'm a daredevil. You know, when I saw stamp cross stitch, the first thing I bought is a cat on the cup. I'm gonna post the video over here on the end card so you guys see it. I was thinking about opening a Twitter account for Mickey and My Craft, but only for that. I don't know. It would be easy and faster to communicate. You just let me know. I know some of you are reluctant to social media, but Unfortunately, that's the fastest way of communication, not the mail. The mail has been becoming disgusted every day. Right now, Mickey hasn't received the food because FedEx, I don't know, decided to ride along with his food, and his food needs to be frozen. And I gotta talk to the people who prepares the food. They better have that food be freezing on, because of oh God. So to close, we started with the loop, we can close with the loop. So some people put the loop on the back and do whatever is it that they do over there. I gotta check. You see, there's no Harry Sparkleberry in there. And what I do is I insert on the other side. I come up with the same side I came out the first time with the thread, and then put the needle through the hook, through the loop, close it in, and this is the time that I push the back. I got it. And then I weave it in the thread for better, you know, security. But I don't have to weave it that much because he has a knot already. And that's it. And that's, I did that on the last part of the cat in the cup. So, okay, we're coming a long way. Now we're gonna tackle this one, but I gotta do the, and then I use this, the top, the corner of it, to, you know, scratch it a little bit, not too much so it won't become fuzzy. And that accommodates any wobbling, you know, stitch that you might have. Okay, you want to see how I thread my needle? Well, I use a threader. I don't, my hands shakes little, but it shakes by surprise. So that means that I have to be careful. So in other things in the house, so I just pull one thread, right? Fold it in half. Also, the threads last longer, because I don't like, it's gonna knot more often if you use those long threads. Very long thread. If you use too long thread. Plus, I like this method for, like I said, for starting and finishing. But like it's gonna happen over here, we're gonna have some leftovers. I'm gonna show you what I do. Okay, so let me put my gladiator and let's do this. So I like to start from right to left. I don't know why, but again, I pull it through and through the needle from 2 to 1, and then I put the needle through the hole. You see how tiny that knot it is? You can do this, right, and pull it, and then you can start over here. That's another way to do it. Okay, that's an easier way to hide it, but you know, I'm just so excited about this one, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm so excited. The fabric is still a little harsh, but oh, I'm sorry about that. I hope you were able to see that. I'm so excited about this one, guys, but because this is Joy Sunday, the short is easy, everything is easier. Yeah, I can hardly see, guys. Sometimes I have to use the viewfinder in order to stitch. Oops, sorry about that. Right there. Right there. So if you're a newbie and you're starting on Pastime, tell me about your experience in the comments below. I'm interested to know. I'm curious to know. And if you have done a Joy Sunday or other brand, because I know some other brands can be tricky, especially reading their shorts, like it's happening to me in the Eagle. But this one, I'm going to do it this way. Oh, so we were talking about Henry VIII. That was a very despicable man. Very despicable. He had a wound on his leg. And I forgot about that, guys. I'm sorry. It just came through my mind. Like what you were talking about before. And Catherine Howard, who was 17 at the time, I think she met and married him. And so they... so apparently she didn't have that much of, intimate life with him. And, well, like I was saying, she's still a woman. And he had this wound in his leg, and according to some counts, it was so bad that you can smell the putrefaction in other rooms. So probably the guy was diabetic. And that's what I'm thinking. This is not true. This is my speculation. Probably the guy had diabetes. And he... how you say it? He died of his condition. I mean, I don't know if they cut off his leg. I will have to find out more about it. But he was a very despicable man. Whenever he didn't like or he got tired of one wife, he tried to get rid of her. But okay, we're gonna finish here, right? You have to be careful when you put it back so you don't put it in between the thread. We go through, came back through the same way you came back with the needle and thread, and pull it, go back, I don't worry too much about the thread being neat, because this is going to be hidden. Who the hell's going to look at the this part? You admire the front, but you have to also be careful you don't get bumpy stuff. So it has to be flat, because then when you frame it, it's not going to look good. Okay, so we got some thread left, right? And the next one we're going to do is this one. But here is my 2 cents. Okay. I could, if this wasn't a big enough, what I will do is take one thread out, fold it in half again, and do it and start doing the small one. But this one is big enough to do this one. Okay. So what I do in this case, right? Because we had the thread cut off at the end. Okay, you see this thread on the fabric that makes the color, that makes the contour, the form of the stitch. So I use the one that is horizontal, not the vertical one. So I thread my needle through there, right? But I don't go all the way down and go back in and stuff like that. Right there on that one, I pinch and then come back over here where I'm gonna start, right? And then when I pull, I pull the thread close, but not too close, because you gotta make sure to secure it. Okay, so I go like this, and this is an easy way. I don't on cross stitch I try to do, I'm too old for too much technicality on this, so, and I do this. Because remember, the thread is being held by the stitches on the back, okay, when you pull it through. And now you're gonna secure it in here. And this one I did something wrong. Yeah, I did something wrong, and I gotta go back out. Hopefully I'll be able to go back out here. Yep. And I put it in the wrong hole, but what I'm gonna do is this. Take a look at what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back out again. I split it in here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go beneath the split if I can, because this one is not letting me. Come on, come on, come on. I'm gonna go back on the split. Voila, and it's on the right hole. Okay, now let's do this. Okay. I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to find the hole on this. What the hell is it? Right here. And then going back up. On the next one. Okay, usually when it's too much that I think it's gonna go over here, I cut it a little bit, right? And then I'm gonna go back up again. What the hell? I gotta get it out. I did that on the wrong hole. Right? Or it just I didn't pull this. No, I think I did it on the wrong hole. Yeah, I did this wrong way. I have to do the other cross stitch back here. And I got confused by that little piece of thread in there. That's what I like to actually cut it. And neuropathy is screwing my coordination. And I don't like that. So this guy, I have it very bad. Very, very bad. Now let's see. Now we got it. Still a little bit there, but I think it's gonna be hidden now. Oops, sorry about that. I'm so excited, guys, I'm telling you about this. But Catherine Howard died in a beheaded, but she was put her head on a block, and they used this type of machete, and usually that doesn't give you a clean cut. So sometimes they will have to chop your head. And that was a terrible way to die. A very despicable way. Sorry, guys. Again, it went out. Excuse me just a moment. Yeah, I'm waiting for Mickey's food. They told me that, you know, they have a backup, but that's inexcusable. If it wasn't that it wasn't, if it was something that is not perishable, that's okay with me. But this is something that is perishable. It's Mickey's food, and they are especially prepared for him because he can't stand all those canned food. For dog has a whole bunch of chemicals, and all those bits, dry food, all they are is burned stuff. So and his stomach cannot handle it. He starts throwing up. So this is special. He can even take the hillside and stuff. That stuff is full of chemicals. Oh, some chemicals to help. Well, no, they don't help him because he threw it up. I had to return. And that's a prescription food. You cannot get it unless you have a prescription from the doctor. But he cannot take Science Hill. Definitely he can't. Oops, hold on. These need to be done first. So Mickey is on the house. If you hear some paws walking around and so growling, it's Mickey. He is my baby, waiting for mommy to put him on his lap. What's the matter, Mickey? Why are you protesting? Hey, Mickey, come on, baby. You're a good boy. The girls love you. You're so beautiful. You're dying to be on mommy's lap. Pretty soon, baby. Pretty soon, okay? Let's try to finish this. I hope you can see this. It's just that the lights are not helping. Let me see if I can. Yeah, we have a cloudy day, okay? We have a very, very cloudy day today. We are on the last stitch. He's probably growling that he feels his father on the back jar. And I threw my husband out of the apartment practically. I threw my husband out of the apartment because I don't. Oh God. This is so cool. It's so funny. So let's weave it behind a little bit, and that's it. I don't go too much about it. So we had that one. What else? We need to finish this side, and we're gonna start right here. We're gonna finish this side. And then this one is going to take a little bit longer. Let's do this one first, so we can work on that one. I'm dying to finish this brown so I can start going up. But remember, if you like these techniques, so you won't, I'm sorry I hit your face already again. If you like this technique and I have to repeat it for you, I can do it on a live, okay? And I already have a technique following this one that I'm thinking about the mermaid. Watch the stitch along on Tuesday. I don't know if it's going to be a live one or not yet. But we can have some fun. Definitely we can have some fun. So let's start doing this one, which is gonna take a while because this one got a lot of curves to do, right? And over here you can do this one. Over here you can do this one. So let's start from the top, because probably we're gonna have to change we're probably gonna have to change thread again. I'm doing this way and not the other way, so you guys will see that the knot is hidden and you cannot see it, hardly see it in there. You don't feel it. That's the way, that's why I like it so much. Okay, that's what I like this method so much. And you have plenty of thread and it's less prone to knot. While on Friday on the live I was doing the mermaid, and because it's 3 threads you cannot do the loop method. I was doing the loop method, but you waste too much thread, and I'm a frugal person on those terms, so I use the whole size of the thread, and then it kind of knotted on me. So I had the live not every Friday because one, I have too much work, and second, I have some conditions that requires me to take a break. That's why sometimes I have the videos uploaded ahead of time, and that's why sometimes you see me with one type of nail wrapper in one video and then the other one on the next video, but I have to do it that way. So anyway, I gotta fix my nails this weekend, so let's see. When we get here, right, we can start from here and then jump over here and then jump over here, do all this half stitch and then come back up, right? And this one will be half stitch too, and then we can continue over here and do the bigger part, and or we can continue over here and then come back up. And that's the way I usually do it. But if you want to see it, I can keep on going until this is done. Come on, I'm trying to get in here because I'm trying to, you know, not move the cloth around. These ones I'm doing half stitch so I can come back to this side and then come back and do the other half. So, you know, this one I'm gonna have to move it. And for those newbies that are gonna try to do a stamp cross stitch, don't try to be fast. Just take it easy. You know, study your. It doesn't mean that you take a course on the on the picture, but you know, or you take forever. But you know, kind of. Analyze your strategy. I'm giving you tips, and yeah, I gotta do the same over here. Half stitch, come back here. Well, no, hold on, because we have one piece here. This one can be a full stitch. Come on. I'm sorry if I make you dizzy by turning the cloth, but like I said, for me, it is the best way to make my needles last longer. Because if you keep on breaking needles, you will end up with no needles. Or none in spare. That way, if one breaks, I have a whole bunch of spares. Come on. I have some bugs in here trying to bite me off. You know that I was gonna pull it up from here to here, but to make it easier for me, because you gotta make this thing easy for you. You cannot worry too much about neatness on the back. I'm sorry. You have to make it easy, especially if you are someone like me that has a whole bunch of cross stitch. And I put this on the wrong hole. Let me put it up here. Ah, God, I forgot that I have to do this one first. Go again. Okay, here we go. Now we jump in this stitch, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a half stitch, then come back up. Okay, and then we can do this, and we can keep on doing this way. No, Hilda, you have to go through this hole, not that one. God. And this one is okay because you gotta do the half stitch. Okay, I gotta unroll it. Yeah, I like to, because this one is becoming softer. When you start doing the cross stitch, it's kind of a little harsh, but after the first thing that you should do when you get your kit, take the cloth and crush it, you know. Oops, sorry about that. Again, I'm trying to do this in a way that I can see. That's why I have to put it to the light. Okay, so we're gonna go okay. What I did over here is I did the full stitch, and now when I start doing the back half stitch and come back, half stitch and come back, and everything gets leveled down so I can work on this. So now we can start working the back stitch, because you see there is no sense of using one thread all the way down here, break it out, and no, I'd rather take everything along the way. That way I'll be done, right? And on this case, we'll jump in this stitch. So over here we can go full throttle and do the half stitch. You see, this is when you use your different type of stitch like that. Well, in this case, not all of them, because this one doesn't have a quarter or 3/4 of a stitch. But the half stitch is very useful for this strategy, for you to work on a particular color or a particular, a particular color on the fabric. Hold on just a second. I need to take a sip of my soda. We're gonna finish this brown because I'm so excited about it. Here we go again. We're gonna do the same thing over here. Got some come in. So if you're thinking about, you do diamond painting and thinking about cross stitch, do it. Because cross stitch is cheaper than diamond paintings most of the time. Especially if you compare it to these big companies. Diamond painting, but takes a little bit longer. And I suggest you start with 11 count, but if what you like, a small one is a 14 count, so go ahead, be my guest. Okay, here it is. We gotta go back down here and then go back up and come up here, and then we can jump this cross stitch and keep on doing whatever we're doing until we get over here. Well, over here I'm not gonna jump 2 stitches. Over here I will go down here and then maybe jump this cross stitch in a crossing way. But you've seen that my thread is almost gone. So let's see how much this lasts. Because I don't like to put it too short. They give you enough threads. I haven't missing anything, not even in the eagle. Yeah, God. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back out. I don't think, well, let's try to see if I have enough thread to do this one. This section over here. Yeah, sometimes you're going to change your mind in the middle of the cross stitch, and that's okay too. I mean, you're thinking in the ways to try to finish as soon as possible because you want to either give it as a gift or hang it out. Okay, this needle doesn't want to come up here. No. Down there. Let's see. Sorry about that. Okay, over here we're gonna have to stop it. I'm gonna have to do this one as the last one and get new thread. Put it back out. Do this. And cut it. Okay, I'm gonna put more thread and I'll be right back. So here we go again, right? We were right here, and since we can jump these stitches, I'm gonna start over here and doing the same thing, you know, and all the way until we get down here. Well, we probably gonna do all this half stitch and then come back up. Let me put my gladiator, I forgot. So let's get started over here. Again, I'm using the loop method. You see how quick you can start your thread, right? If you hear a noise in the background, that's my husband. So let's see what happens. If we can finish this brown, we'll be nice together, right? My dog is getting anxious. Mickey is getting anxious. I'm gonna go back here, but these two, I'm gonna do them full stitch. I'm not gonna do I changed my mind. I'm not gonna do how you say it, a half stitch on these ones. Hold on. And I'm taking longer because, you know, I usually do this close to my body and I don't have a camera, so I just have to do this. So let's see. And over here we can do the cross stitch, the full one, and we can do the full one over here. And then when we come back over here, we can do a half stitch. We can jump over here, half stitch, come back. No, because we still have this one to do. We're gonna have to do these two full stitch so we can level it out, but we're gonna have to do half and then come back up. Okay, hold on. So we're gonna have to do this. And my husband is on the house. trying to make the less noise as possible, but I couldn't start earlier. If not, so I'm going to do these 2 half stitch. I haven't broken a needle since, and you know that the eagle is giving me problems, so. And I did the cutting the cup, and I'm doing this one. And I forgot to show you something. The eagle, I bought this. Okay, let me pull back up a little bit. I bought this. If you put the video on the end card too, and I was using the eagle on this one, but the eagle has 46, and I just found out that there is one for 50. So what I did, move the eagle for the 50, and I'm using this one for the 3 dogs because they is easier for me. Mickey, what you doing? Looking for play? Mickey is looking for play. No, Mickey, no noise. Come on, be a good boy. Okay, be a good boy. This one I'm gonna make it a full stitch. This one I can make it a half stitch, so I can start over here. Ooh, I forgot. And I did a full stitch. But it's only 2. I'm going to do this. And now we're going to do a half stitch and come back up. This one is going to take longer, and the battery is almost gone too. I'm sorry if you heard some weird noise, but This is a very small apartment. Any noise can be heard, including, you know, the bathroom noise. I just wanted to finish this big one before we finish the video. I wanted to show you one of the small ones. Hold on just a second. Okay, guys, something that I see over here is the number. When you have this, you don't switch it to a white one. That's the number of the color you're working on. So you cross stitch on top of it. Okay? I know it gets a little confusing. You just follow the path of the holes. Okay? I don't think we'll be able to finish the brown together because it's getting dark and it's getting problematic. Plus it's getting late and I need to feed Mickey, and Mickey is very important and the battery is almost gone. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful week. Okay, sorry about that noise. Remember to hug and kiss your fur baby. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Much love and peace. Until the next time.